This is Prince Shango, and you're now listening to 3 Count Podcast. You should really pay attention, because I'm watching you. You want to play?
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real chicka.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Dawn, and you're checking out, or you're watching, or you're listening. You know what? You're just here with us for the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. Let me introduce to you my Hall of Fame podcast faction. Introducing first, he is my tag partner. He's the man that runs the show because I don't do shit. I don't run shit. I just talk shit. He is the landlord of the Dog Pound. He's got a bunch of merch behind him, and he's rocking that C3W merch. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Red Dog of Red Dogs. He's your favorite mercenary, Red Dog Cliff Miller.
It is the Air Force veteran intel specialist, the one you call on to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. What up, though?
And last but certainly not the least, he is right next to me, and he has not been next to me in a very long time for this podcast because he's always in college and never here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he's my little brother, and that is the only merit that brings him onto this show. He doesn't watch any wrestling. He only watches the highlights on YouTube and whatever happens on wrestling Twitter and what else there? What Culture and Ollie Davis and all that. Yeah. Sometimes
they're not woke culture, though.
Yeah, you're right. They're not woke culture.
Wrestle talk.
Wrestle Talk, woke culture, whatever. Same thing. YouTube wrestling news. Anyway, you need to be watching the 3 Count Podcast for your wrestling news. Wink, wink. But introducing the Napster himself, Q, college boy, the drip master, all that in between, JJ.
I escaped prison. Don't let them take me back. Don't let them take me back. Don't let them take me back.
I thought you was all excited about the chitty chitty bang, study everything. Whatever bullshit you're on.
It's the school atmosphere. It haunts you.
The school atmosphere haunts you?
Okay. You get away from it. It's just like, freedom, freedom. Wait, I can't sing because we might get copyright.
Listen, we haven't got copyrighted yet. I wish somebody would copyright us at this point in juncture. But anyway, all righty, let's get through our intro announcement. Thank you for everyone who's joining us. Where are we live at? Are we live everywhere?
We live everywhere. Well, I mean, not everywhere, but yeah, YouTube and Facebook.
All righty. So if you're joining us on Facebook, thank you for tuning in with us. Those of you on YouTube, thanks for checking us out. And for those who are listening on our podcast version, thank you for listening to us on your morning commute to work or whenever you are listening to this. But before we get right down to business, I have to let you know that you need to subscribe to us on YouTube. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell button, youtube.com/3 count pod. Okay. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you can get a notification every time that, every time we post the video. So
Facts.
Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to us on all of your favorite podcasts, whatever outlet you use to get your podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, podcast.com, I Love Podcasts, podcasthub.com, any type of podcast website, we're on there. I think we are. At least that's what I said on the anchor to put us on everywhere. So, but if you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you give us a 5-star frog splash review. Tell a friend about your favorite wrestling podcast. Also, follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are on everything, whether it's Facebook at 3 Count Podcast, whether it's Instagram at 3 Count Pod, TikTok 3 Count Pod, Clapper 3 Count Pod. Did I say TikTok?
No, you did now.
TikTok, 3Count Pod. And the only different one is Twitter, and that's 3Count_pod. So make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Definitely on TikTok and Instagram. And Clapper, that's where you'll get some we'll get the quick dives and all of your daily news for wrestling. So definitely follow us there on your favorite social media. Check us out on our shop. Okay, we got a shop, as you can see. Cliff's got a 3Count Podcast shirt up there behind him, and with his wonderful merch. Where you can get his merch at whatamaneuver.net, but you can get 3Count Podcast merch at Pro Wrestling Tees. The store where AEW sells their t-shirts. Yeah, well, we use the same guys to get our shirts, so go there. Next time when you go buy a CM Punk t-shirt, because all you marks love CM Punk, go buy yourself a 3Count Podcast shirt. All right, buy a shirt. It helps support the podcast. If you want to just donate to the 3Count Podcast, you can definitely do it. Serious talking, and I did not ask her to speak. Women.
You're gonna immediately regret that decision of saying those words.
I did. After I said it, I regretted it. But yeah, if you want to just donate to the podcast, you can definitely do that. We have PayPal, or you can cash at me and I'll put it in the 3Count Podcast account. So yeah, definitely buy yourself a shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3 for everything. Don't you dare type in THREE, you fiend. We are the number 3 count pod, but just the number, not the number, just 3. Anyway, Cliff, let us know what's down the hall on our other studio for our other show called Now Entering the Ring.
Yeah, so for Now Entering the Ring, you guys can check out the Red Prince himself, TJ Sykes. Will be coming out on Tuesday, and then going from Bloods to Crips, we're gonna have the fantastic one, Will Knox.
I know that guy.
On Thursday. So
I know that guy.
Yep. So Red Prince
cool.
And the fantastic one. So Miss Fantastic Will Knox will be on Thursday. So check those interviews out as they come out.
Alrighty. Also, JJ, tell them what's going on your YouTube channel coming up real soon.
So pretty much I saw Venom 2. I'm not going to get into the details. I have a review coming out. It might be possibly coming out probably tomorrow or Tuesday, either or. I had the script written up. It just has to be made.
Review for what?
Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
You know what? We're just gonna go. No reactions. No reactions here.
Alrighty, now it's time for the match of the week.
I'm just gonna,
You're just gonna, tell me your match of the week.
just gonna sit back.
You gonna tell me your match of the week?
Just gonna sit back.
Okay, sit back. All right. Well, Cliff, you tell me your match of the week. For those who don't know, let me give you a introduction. For those who don't know, match of the week is quite simply what we thought was our match of the week. So out of all the wrestling that has gone on this week, especially with GCW's event last night, and not only that, Impact's event as well, a lot of wrestling. So Cliff, what is your match of the week?
So I'm never one that's going to give away any matches that coming off of the top 10. So those will have to be on delay. But we do got to talk about one that happened at GCW because, John Moxley and Nick Gage, man, they know how to dare down a house and tell an amazing story. So that will be the match of the week for me. And then you guys will be able to check out the top 10 coming up.
All right, match of the week. Joshy.
Stole my match, so I'm gonna go with a different one.
What match did Ollie Davis like to go with? The answer to that is he didn't, because he's on vacation.
Ah, pepperoni.
Cameron Grimes and Pete Dunne.
Okay.
That's
Cause you
my
only
match.
you watch NXT like faithfully, nigga.
Oh yes.
So do you like NXT 2.0? I know this is off topic, but do you like NXT 2.0?
It was a weird adjustment period for it.
Okay. All right.
Like when it first happened, I was like, you just had to feel it out. It's kind of like going into the pool. You go into the shallow end first before you go in the deep end.
I don't do that. I jump in the deep end.
Well, if you don't like it, then you just drown.
I mean, if you can swim, why you can? That's not a problem. I mean, but if you can't swim, you're not going to be jumping in the deep end in the first place. So,
I mean,
you'll jump in the shallow.
I can swim.
I didn't say you couldn't swim. I know you can swim.
You were there.
I know you were there.
I mean,
I was there. Anyway, my match of the week is coming from GCW as well, which is very, very rare because I don't really watch Game Changer Wrestling like that because personal reasons. And Effie versus Matt Cardona, surprisingly, was fire. I didn't think I would like that match as much as I did. That's got to go with my match of the week. It was going to be Punk and Daniel Garcia because Punk and Daniel Garcia tore the house down. And it's a shame that Rampage didn't get as many viewers as it should have because Daniel Garcia is independent wrestling right now, and I don't care what anyone says, but Daniel Garcia is the guy. You know, if you want to know who's the top guy that's unsigned right now on the Indies, Daniel Garcia. But yeah, Daniel Garcia and CM Punk was my match until last night. So, but yeah, Effie and Cardona definitely get my match of the week. All righty, so let's get right down to our first debate topic. And boy, is this going to be fun. So, for those of you who have not heard, wow, Women of Wrestling is back. They are back, and they're back with a bang. AJ Lee, or AJ Mendez, however you want to call her or address her, is going to be an executive producer with WOW. Not only is she executive producer, but they also announced that they will be on CBS, Viacom CBS. So they'll be on, a major network producing their content. Also, she's going to do color commentary. And they also announced
they're going nuclear.
They are they are indeed going nuclear by signing former Impact World Champion Tessa Blanchard. So, Tessa, I gotta get through this because this is. Yeah, no way. It's a way. There's a way. There's a way. They definitely did that. And despite Tessa being very nuclear, as the major wrestling companies have said, with her backstage issues and her behavior issues. So we're going to debate on the fact, does Tessa deserve a second chance? With the news coming out that she's now part of Women of Wrestling, being on CBS, being the face of this new brand of women's wrestling, does Tessa deserve a second chance? Who wants to start this one?
I'll go.
You'll go. All right, Josh. Go ahead,
Make
Josh.
it sweet, simple, to the point. Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine Cole. J. Cole. Cole World.
There was a phrase he once said. It's called, "Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me three times, fuck the peace signs. Load the chopper, let it rain on you."
I love that verse, but what the fuck does that have to do with this?
Simple. She doesn't deserve a second chance.
Okay.
When someone shows you who they are after ample chances, like a lot, why should they be given another chance? Like, she's proven throughout her track record she doesn't want to change, or doesn't put the effort to change. So why should she get another opportunity?
All right. Cliff?
Does she deserve a second chance? Yeah, I do. I think so. I say she deserves a second chance because, you know, this is a company that needed a big name to bring in, right? AJ is definitely one of those names that you want to bring in, but obviously she's not wrestling. She's going to be a calling commentator, like we said. She's going to be executive producer. But you kind of need that big name that is going to bring eyes to the product. And there's no bigger female name right now than Tessa Blanchard. Let's be real. On the independent scene, find me another person who has a bigger name right now. And she's not even wrestling. Just find me another name that's bigger.
Was bigger than Tessa Blanchard? Well, I mean, what you call it, Impact just picked them up, but I was gonna say
Iconics.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration.
But the thing is when we talk about female wrestling and someone not being signed, we don't talk about Cassie and we don't talk about Jessie. We don't talk about those two. We don't talk about inspiration as far as biggest name out there currently. It's always, where is Tessa going to sign? AEW or WWE? We talk about it all the time. Like, that name draws eyes. So, yeah, does she have a bad attitude? Of course she does. We see that through all of her history. You got to bring in a big name to draw eyes and see what she's going to do. And I don't think there's any bigger name out there right now than Tessa Blanchard. And I think, she's right there. So, yeah, I think she deserves a chance. Is she going to mess it up? I hope not. I wish her the best. But if she does, it's cool because our friend Danny B is on the show and she'll carry the brand. Shout out to Danny B, first of all. Let's put it out there.
Yeah, shout out to Danny B. Definitely. All right. So here we go. I've been waiting since the announcement came out that Tessa was signed. Tessa is back on in wrestling. I've been waiting, and then I saw somebody tweet everything that I wanted to say. Legit. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm not the only one. So, all right. Cliff, to answer your question about a bigger name than Tessa Blanchard out there that's not signed, Kairi Sane. I do believe Kairi Sane is a bigger name than Tessa Blanchard that's unsigned. They could have went Kairi Sane. That's one. Two, there is a bunch of indie talent independent women wrestlers that have been on AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation that they could have signed and would have brought in eyes to the product. We have the thing was, we say giving her a second chance, but the thing is this: it's not like she got caught saying, like, we all know she didn't get caught saying, a racial slur one time. It wasn't like it was a one-time thing. Oops, my bad. No, it was a pattern of behavior that was called out by numerous people that came out during the speaking out movement, even after the fact, when all the heat with Tessa came out, that said that Tessa has used racial slurs. She is a bully, right? And then what did Tessa do? And I will give you the quote. She said, I absolutely didn't use that word. I don't have racism in my heart. I did not do what I am claimed, but am ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism. So, right? That's what she said. She did not take responsibility for her actions, right? She did not take responsibility, but has the audacity, right, to fight the fight against racism, to do their best. And then on top of the fact, she supports a known child rapist, right, by using her ring and their gym facilities and training an actual child there. Like Tessa, as much as we want to, everyone deserves second chances and this, that. No, Tessa does not deserve a second chance. Tessa blew it. She blew it. Like, no. Just because your last name is Blanchard and you're the daughter of 4 horsemen, no, you don't get a second. No, she does not deserve a second chance. No. Like Josh said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Like, we saw how her her exit from Impact went, and that was nuclear. It's just, no, she doesn't deserve a second chance at all. If that's the case, then if that is the case, James Ellsworth deserves a second chance. If that is the case, David Starr deserves a second chance. Everyone that we call out who are shit human beings deserve a second chance if we give Tessa a second chance. And then on top of it, and if we do want to give Tessa a second chance, then we at that point, what's the point of speaking out then? What's the point of coming forth and coming out and telling your truth about how you are treated and how wrestlers or people in wrestling, period, not even just wrestlers, people in general treat you, if we're just going to renege on that and like a year and a half later and be like, okay, time has passed, they've moved, we can move on, they've changed, without any proof that they've changed. What has Tessa done since from the time that all this happened till now? What has she done to show us that she has changed?
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Nothing. Done nothing. So why should, my thing is, why should we give her a chance? Second chance. It's just, if we give her a second chance, then we had and it's sad on the management of women's wrestling. I get it. I understand, big name, all that, and besides the Tessa Blanchard is a name. Yes, I get that. Yes, she's a name. I mean, you're going on CBS. I get it. I understand that from that standpoint, but what does it? And I always preach this. What does it have to take for us to put people before making money, people's feelings, and people with the good intentions before wrestling? Everything is about a fucking booking. It just every time something like this happens in wrestling, where we make excuses and we try to pass by what happened, in 2020 with the speaking out movement. It mind boggles me. It really mind boggles me how we just don't give a crap as long as it's for the benefit of our entertainment. What about Austin Theory? We just forgot about that, right? Oh, he's with The Way. It's entertaining what he's doing with Johnny Gargano and everything. It's entertaining. When is enough is enough? No. Tessa Blanchard does not need to be wrestling point blank. I'm sorry. I don't care. She is probably, that photo that she took with Beast, right? She's probably in her head saying the N-word, I'm gonna fuck this N-word up in her brain, and we don't know it.
Sorry. I'm laughing because knowing you off camera, I know how this conversation goes. I just like the fact that you just paused yourself, knowing we're on Facebook and probably.
I had to because Facebook is real cool. They're real good on cutting stuff and taking stuff down. My tag partner is in Facebook jail 3 times a month.
Right.
No said 3 times.
It is. It's facts. Prince is in Facebook jail all the time, and it's always because he's calling out white people on their crap, on racist stuff.
So,
but yeah, it's just why? Is it because is it because of the fact that it's a racial slur and it's just bullying that? Okay, it's not that bad. It's not she's a predator. We give a pass to that. Like, oh, you're talking to underage girls, you're a predator, you're sexual abuse. Yeah, no, goodbye. But everything else, it's bad. But give it some time, let it blow off. We'll get over it. Is that the criteria that we have gone to now? Where it's like, who gets a second chance? Because if that is, I'm getting out of wrestling point blank. I say it right here, right now, on October 10th. Like, what is the line? Is what I want to know, because I don't want to see Tessa Blanchard. I do not want to see Tessa Blanchard on WoW. I don't. I don't. I want to see WoW. I'm very intrigued on the women that they're bringing in. I watched a little bit of it before the pandemic. I like the product and this relaunch that they're doing with AJ and everything. Cool. I'm all for it. But I don't care to see Tessa Blanchard. I did not want to see her in AEW. I did not want to see her in the E. If I did see her in the E, I hope Charlotte whipped her ass. But why? Why? Why do we have to give her a set? Why do we have to? Why? That's what I want to know. Why?
Now, all right. So kind of state back on something that you'd mentioned. Kyrie saying she's still signed to WWE. She's not a free agent.
Really?
Yeah, she's still a part of WWE. She's an ambassador for WWE Japan until they officially shut it down, which is that's why she's back. Yeah, she's not released by any means, not any stretch of imagination. So just kind of to put that out there.
I take that back. Wow.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
That even sucks even more on Kyrie Zane's part.
Right. Well, she wanted to get back. She wanted to be with her. She wanted to be with her new husband. She wanted to spend time.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's no knock to her on it.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, all right. I do agree that when she gets released out of her contract, yes, by all means, she's gonna be a massive name that you need to get if she wants to come back to the US. Gotta put that out there. I do agree that there's probably there's a load of names in the indie scene for women wrestling that you can bring on. Shit, one of our friends, another one of our friends of the show, Kai McKenna, she's out there. She's still indie. You can still bring her board. It's just that when you bring it, and how would you do this, right? How would you, if you wanted her gone, right? Who do you go to, right? What do? You do what the fans did, right? And I say that in the sense of, remember when the Fabulous Moolah the Rumble Royal was supposed to be going on? And what did the fans do? They went to E. E was like, we're doubling down. So the fans were like, we'll go to Snickers. And that's what they did. They went to Snickers and they just gave them everything that Fabulous Moolah had done. And eventually got back to where it's like, either you rename this or we just pull out altogether and we'll take our money with us. So you don't go after the company, you go after the sponsors. Money hurts. Your pockets will talk. So if the fans are really going to be on board with this and say, we don't want to see Tessa Blanchard at WoW, you don't go talk to WoW. You go talk to Viacom. You go talk to, whoever's out there wanting to buy ad space for WoW. Unfortunately, I know that sucks to say, but it is what it is at that point. She's going to draw a lot of eyes, though, to the product because they're going to want to see what's going on with her. So, I don't know. I feel like that's where you got to start. You have to start with that first and then move on.
You saying talk to Viacom and CBS. We don't know who the type of people that runs Viacom and Viacom CBS. Let's keep it $150. Can we keep it 100?
Let's do.
Keep it 100. The type of people that run Viacom CBS are the same type of people that Tessa Blanchard, is. Same type of people. So that runs in their wheelhouse. They wouldn't care. And that's the thing.
Well, okay. I like that we're going with that.
They're gonna be like, oh, she wasn't wrong.
Well, let's
CBS.
Let's kick it back. Let's kick it back, right? So Viacom owns another massive network, right? And when a certain individual, not mentioning names, Nick Cannon, went off and said what he said, right, on his own podcast, on his own platform, Viacom came back and said, hey, we're going to cancel your show. And they canceled the show. How did they get Wild and Out back on MTV? I'll tell you. Fans. Fans did it.
I was mad.
The fans did it. They were pissed. They wanted their show back. They love Wild and Out. They love Nick Cannon, and they legitimately got behind with the sponsors and were like, "Yo, we want this show back. How are we gonna get it back?" And they kept pestering, and eventually Viacom had to listen. So yes, it will make a difference. And to be real, in today's culture, it will make a difference. Whereas, 10 years ago, it wouldn't have. So if you don't like it, go after the sponsors and tell them, like, hey, this is what we want.
My question still didn't answer though, as far as how do we feel like, why do we have to give her a second chance?
Every good show needs a really bad guy to not like. Where do you think Tessa Blanchard lands right now? And I say it knowingly, but where does she land right now? She knows it. She made a T-shirt that said that she has nuclear heat. She knows.
Which was
She knows, and that's why she listen. She said it. She put out there that she knows that she's nuclear. She knows the crowd's not gonna like her. CBS knows they're about to have a huge backlash, and guess what? They're gonna press forward. People are gonna dislike it, but people are gonna watch because guess who's there? Blanchard. I say it knowing.
Nobody watches it.
But then again, yeah. What if nobody watches it? Then what?
You first of all.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
What if?
No. I know. Let's talk. Let's just even like break it down. Where would they put it? Like let's play the scheduler. Where do you put it? Like where do you put it? Like Sunday through Saturday, in a time slot.
Saturday, I would put Saturday morning or Saturday right at that like 11 o'clock spot.
So you're talking Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock, and how long is the show going for? An hour?
I think that an hour.
And let's even be light with the projections, right? It's Wild Wrestling. We know a lot of people are talking about wanting to celebrate women's wrestling, and I don't think it'll be 11 o'clock. And I say that only because CBS likes to put on the SEC for football during around that time.
Right.
So, if anything, let's Thursdays, right? Let's say Thursday nights, and I'll even tell you 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on a Thursday. And the projections, I bet, for that show alone, I bet CBS has 60,000 is probably a projection. But you're also knowing that this is one of the major networks that you can get on free TV, right? With just some bunny ears, if they still have those things. I know it's out, you guys' class. Anyway, your bunny ears, you're gonna get 60,000 people watching that show just to tune in.
Brownie points. That's
what?
Brownie points? Is that what you
brownie ears or bunny ears? You've never heard of bunny ears? This like the antennas?
Oh,
bunny ears.
I've never heard them called bunny ears.
Yeah. Anyway, so people who have like the antennas on their TVs and stuff like that, and they're gonna watch CBS. So you're still talking about it's still gonna get broadcasted to maybe let's throw out there. What? 10 million homes, and all you need is 60K. You don't think that they're gonna get that? Less than a percent. They just need 60K. That's all they want. That's it. That's going light. WWE or AEW on TNT was projected they only get 250,000 fans a week in the first year.
And they've tripled that.
I'm just saying, you don't think people are going to be interested in seeing what the first 4 weeks of WoW is going to look like? Come on, man. And the best part is you don't even have to introduce Tessa until the 4th week. You can run all the other stuff, all the other people that you have on your roster. Think about it. Like, oh, here's your champion, Tessa Blanchard. Everybody like, how's she the champion? Oh, I made a backdoor deal. Like, boo. And then she got to do one of those all you people things, and it's just even more heat.
I don't find it entertaining. I just
You don't have to, but there's probably a group of people somewhere in the United States who do.
and all the other people can go kick ass and kick rocks.
Yeah, I'm
Can
just
go fall in
saying.
the ditch.
I'm just saying, like,
Can all go
it's
fall in the
probably
ditch.
there.
It's just
So.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's America.
And America, and it's disgusting. And I'm gonna stick with that. It's disgusting.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying.
That's what it is. Business.
See, and that's the type of stuff that makes that turns people away from wrestling.
I'm just curious though, like how many people do you think watch Wild and Out? Now I'm thinking about it.
Watch Wild and Out. Oh
Yeah.
God, I don't even know.
Would you say probably closer to like 80, 90,000?
I would, yes. I would make
And
that.
then also you gotta take into consideration the clips. The clips get millions.
Yes,
of views.
and yeah.
Millions.
Well,
views.
Yeah, look, you know what? Like WWE, man, like their SmackDown highlights get like millions of
Yeah.
views too, but their show
Yeah.
can't get over. They're getting 32 million for like a clip, and then like you'll look back and see, well, I say that's a large number, 15 million a clip, and then you'll see their numbers are like 2.2 million. Like, why only 2.2? People are watching the clips. Oh, yeah. No, I think watching it like appointment TV, sitting down watching it live, probably like 80. Well, I might be off too, like a lot. Because
I would.
It could be 125,000, and we just don't really know it.
Yeah. I see. The thing is, I don't know if I wouldn't say, I don't know about it now being 100. And back in the day, I'd be more confident with going like 100,000. But now I don't know. I'm not so much. But it's just.
I'm just saying. I think WoW will definitely be able to pull in 60K, especially if CBS is getting behind the game, knowing that they own Ring of Honor, and they're not even, they're not really. Well, no, Sinclair, is that Sinclair? Yeah, it's Sinclair. Never mind.
Yeah, because that's CW.
Yeah, but just saying, look at CBS though. They're out there like, yeah, we'll do it, and we're gonna get it. I love women's wrestling, but never big on WoW. Too gimmicky and too corny. We just had that typed in from YouTube.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That was my first reaction to WoW. It was a little too gimmicky, too corny with the superhero thing. It was a lot. It was a little much. But as you know, when as I kept watching it, and it's just like, it is what it is. I kind of I look past it, but I'm
curious though. Is it supposed to be like a studio show, or is it going to be like a travel?
I don't think it's going to be a travel.
You don't think so? I mean, if CBS is putting money behind it, like.
I mean, if CBS is putting money behind it, but there's the thing, where are they going to, like, at that point, you get into what venues are they going, Oh,
they going all over Texas, all over.
Yeah, exactly.
Oklahoma, Florida. You have places to go.
Yeah.
Everywhere WWE has been, that's open to business for WoW. They just got to be smart about where they go and what venues they choose. Because obviously, you're not going to Dallas and going to like Cowboy Stadium, right? You're not going there. But to say you go to, the Pepsi Center in Denver that holds 15,000, you can still fill it up with probably 5, 6.
I don't. They're not selling out though.
No, not right now. I'm not saying that they won't. I'm just saying not right now. But they go to Chicago. You have AJ Lee come out. Like,
oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you
can probably get her just her alone, probably. 8,000-9,000.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, like that's like she has that draw like her husband as far as Chicago's concerned.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what other talent they can pick up. I mean, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, and hopefully they get rid of Tessa.
Maybe.
I agree.
I mean, I'm gonna always stick with the fact of the fact of the matter is that this is not a one-time thing that she's done.
And she's still no effort.
And then there's nothing like there has been no growth. There's no proof of growth, no nothing. She sat there and said that this is not me and there's nothing, I didn't do it. And then she wants to fight against, what you call it, racism with her platform, but what has she done to fight it?
Also,
Nothing.
I'm just very curious to see like what the crossover. Sorry, I know like we're still talking about like her. I'm genuinely like I don't care like as far as Tesla goes. Like you mean like it's already kind of. I'm just curious to see like what WoW's gonna do as far as like crossovers because they're gonna need it. You're gonna have to get with NWA. You're gonna have to get with AEW. You're gonna have to get with Impact. You're gonna have to get with MLW. You're gonna have to get with Ring of Honor.
Wow couldn't have got Melina as a big name.
She's on NWA.
Is she signed with them though?
Yeah, she's there.
Okay, I didn't know she was
Like,
legit.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think like all the names of people. Like you could throw out names and we can find out where they're at. Lady Frost, currently at Impact. You know what I mean? Let's throw another name that a lot of people don't know, but they're gonna start seeing a lot familiar with. Let's talk about Brittany Blake. Right? She's known all over the Mid-Atlantic. And guess what? She signed to MLW.
Right.
Rumor has it. I'm saying.
That's just rumor and innuendo. Oh, wait.
Maybe she has a picture on Facebook that shows. Her Instagram may show her with the MLW sign. I'm just saying, who knows? Chelsea Green, you know what I mean? Like another person who goes from NWA to Ring of Honor to Impact. You know what I mean? Like she's all over the place too. Thunder Rosa, another name.
Well, I know Thunder Rosa signed to AEW, but they could have bought Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green would have been a better name than Tessa Blanchard. I
mean, and that part I wouldn't disagree with that part. Like I just wouldn't.
I would have rather see that than Tessa Blanchard. That's just me. I just thought. Wrestling.
The first hour of the show we spent talking about WoW.
Yeah,
and Tessa Blanchard. More Tessa Blanchard than WoW, but we definitely.
I see no change.
Did you see some names that were signed to WoW though?
I did not see all the names. I saw a couple.
So we have Danny B. Obviously,
I saw that. I saw right. Danny B.
Elise, is it Alexandra Garcia? She's or Alicia Garcia. Thunder Rosa's pupil, like her student, is signed.
If I see her face, me. I remember people by faces.
Yeah, there's a really, it's a younger looking talent pool, and I'm super hyped because I think they're gonna.
That's good. I mean, that's good for them.
I want to see. Actually, another name. I'm throwing this out there. I want to see Promise Braxton.
Hell yeah, that's the name I do know. Hell yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah. Promise, yeah. That'd be dope. All right. I think we talked enough about WoW. and Tessa Blanchard and how that's just a shitty decision. Get her if you caught that reference. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Nigga, I could not say that.
We're about to get
moving on to temp check.
I set you up for failure.
You definitely set me up. You did that on purpose. All right, temp check.
I was just gonna say.
No, you know me. I'm not gonna hold back.
I just thought you were gonna.
Hi, Keith.
Like I don't know why you thought I was going to anything hold back, but anyway. Temp check, for those who don't know what temp check is our segment where we give you who we think is the hottest and or coldest wrestler going into this week of October. So going into October 10th, who's going as the hottest wrestler, who's going in as the coldest? JJ. Temp check.
Coldest wrestler right now. I don't have one.
All right, cool.
I can't think of a cold one.
All right, who you got? Who you got? Hottest wrestler going into this week?
I'm gonna say I know people are not gonna like this one, but I'm gonna say Naomi with her match with Sonya.
Next week. Oh, okay.
I'm actually kind of excited for that match. So
You know what? Funny thing is, I would, yes, because what you call, that's not a bad choice. I mean, what you call, Beyonce and Blue Ivy are fans of Naomi, so once you got,
Actually, that was never confirmed.
it's not confirmed.
No, I know that was brought on. That was brought on in a certain chat room.
Yeah, that's not confirmed.
Yeah. But yeah, that was never a
wouldn't be
confirmed.
surprised.
But I mean,
Because to be real, like if she had gotten into, let's be real, right? If Blue had gotten into wrestling in the last couple months, never would have seen Naomi. She never would have seen Naomi. It would have been Bianca Belair or Sasha Banks. Like,
well, I mean, it's what you call. Naomi's been on what you call it. She's had segments. She's been on TV, but she hasn't been in matches.
right.
She has.
And that's what Cliff's basically saying. But
I know what he's. I know.
She's not wrestling. It's called wrestling. She's not wrestling.
But still,
Even though wrestling's only like 50%.
that's still no. And that's not. But still, if you see somebody look like you can be like, oh, like that. Let's just like any like. There's no different than what you call it, Cliff. Liking what you call it. If he was like a little sport there, watching Eddie Guerrero back in the day. Oh, he looks like me. I like him. He may not have wrestled. He may have just said Latino Heat. Like, but I get what you. I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. But anyway, all right.
Thank you,
So
Keith.
you got your you talking about so Naomi's your hottest wrestler going the week. All right.
Yeah.
My coldest. I'll start with my coldest wrestler. Coldest wrestler going into this week. It's a damn shame. And we'll get to that later in our third debate topic. But I gotta go with Tony Storm. He's either no, I'm gonna go with Tony Storm.
I like Tony Storm.
Go with Tony Storm. She lost this past week, and especially in a tournament where it's her moment to shine and give it a rub. She took an L. So that's my coldest wrestler going into the week. But my hottest wrestler going into this week for the fourth week in a row. My hottest wrestler of the week.
Who is it?
My tribal chief.
Who is it, Oos?
Your tribal chief.
Who is it, Oos?
The man that sits at the head of the table.
Who is it, Oos?
He is the reigning,
What?
defending,
Who?
universal,
Why?
heavyweight champion of WWE. The one,
The only?
Roman Reigns. When you have a stadium as hot as San Jose was, acknowledging you, what more is there to say? What more is there to legitimately say? I would say, listen, on maybe next week, depending on how things go, Xavier can get that spot. And that all depends if he takes an L or a dub. But for the fourth week in a row, and next week is going to look like a fifth week in a row. But right now, hottest wrestler going into this week, Roman motherfucking Reigns.
Oh, I want to cut you off real quick.
You just okay? Go ahead. I don't know why you.
I know this has already been said, but Paul Heyman.
Oh, Paul Heyman's a genius. Paul Heyman. That's what. Listen, all you indie marks out there who don't have a character, take notes on Paul Heyman. He doesn't even wrestle. He got more character than half you indie marks on the scene. Yeah, I'm calling you out.
That was beautiful, man. I had to rewatch that promo like 3 times.
Man, I watched it live and rewinded it like twice.
Oh, I need tissue. I'll be back.
Yeah, go get your tissue. Go ahead. All right, Red Dog, what you got? Temp check.
All right, man. So temp check for me is gonna be a little different this week.
This year?
Yeah, this year. Definitely this year. So, all right. So let's talk about our temp checks. I have one in the box. I got one out of the box. I got one warming up, and I got your ice cold. So as far as the ice cold goes, all of WWE women's roster.
All right, cool. I can get with
I
that.
agree with that.
All of it. Not,
That's why I was having a hard time picking. I was like, ugh.
yeah, the whole thing. I don't know how you have 2 Queen's Championship matches less than 3 minutes, and AEW has a Rampage match with Sky Blue and Jade Cargill, and the match goes just about a minute 5 longer, and Roman Reigns' entrance goes 15 seconds longer than both women matches. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. That's your ice cold right there. Warming up. Let's be upfront, right? So as far as warming up goes, someone I think that we can start getting behind, Adam Hangman Page. I mean, the man just came back. Obviously, you could be like he's on fire, but my person that's in the box that's on fire, man, the hot box itself, Alexander Hammerstone. MLW defeats Jacob Fatu for the MLW Heavyweight Championship. It's still the open weight champion. I mean, there's just not another person you can go with. You gotta go with that guy. I mean, I understand Tribal Chief, but when you beat a Fatu, you go to the top of the list.
You know what? And there's a reason why he is not the Tribal Chief, and that's why Roman sits at the head of the table and Jacob Fatu just eats there.
Yeah, well,
no disrespect to my oops, Jacob. No disrespect, but that is, I mean, it is what it is. I bet you if that was Roman, it wouldn't have happened the way it happened.
It doesn't matter. It happened to a Fatu, and that's all I need to know. Somebody at the Fatu table got taken out. So let's talk about a wrestler that's outside of the box. I say wrestler, I mean wrestlers. Can we not talk about Pure Ignorance and Red Dog, maybe? Doing it, right? Kings, Queens. We just doing our thing, right? Back-to-back months? Like, is that a thing? Like, I wonder if that's ever happened before, that back-to-back months we win the tag team and a rising star.
You know,
has that happened before?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to claim it hasn't, and if it has, I'm not going to acknowledging it. So we're the first ones.
All right, bet. That's cool.
Shout out to Keith though. Keith wrote it in the chat. He was like, "Congrats on the awards," and I was like,
"Appreciate it."
We're as hot as shit. Like, we're the best podcast. Back-to-back defenders. Like, yo, let's go.
That's facts. That is facts. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Oh, buddy. Hey, Cliff, check how are we doing on our in our chat?
Well, I mean, we did get our congrats on our monthly awards. We do have people talking about how, you know, women's wrestling, you know, was kind of gimmicky, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. Otherwise, things are kind of silent. Things are kind of quiet.
Well, then we're going to move on to our second debate topic, and that's talking about what's going to happen on Friday night. We got a little battle, head-to-head battle, even if it is for 30 minutes, but it's going to be a battle, all right? Smackdown is not going to be on Fox this week. It's going to be on FS1 due to the baseball playoffs going on. So Smackdown's going to be on FS1, and it's a supersized Smackdown, which means they're going, instead of 2 hours, they're going 2.5 hours. So SmackDown is ending at 10:30 this Friday. What comes on at 10 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, for your wrestling appetite?
Cinemax After Dark.
Whoa. Whoa there, pal. You get out of here with that. Right? Jeez. That was not go. I was not expecting you to say that.
Just go like this.
Yeah, you just gotta. So
all my 90s kids know.
Yes, I absolutely know what you are talking about. And on that note, I'm going to move on and continue what I was bringing into this topic. But yes, 10 o'clock on a Friday night for all my wrestling fans. Make sure I put that out there. For all my wrestling fans, you are tuning in to TNT to watch AEW Rampage. Now, with that being said, so Rampage and SmackDown will be going head-to-head for the first 30 minutes of Rampage, and that's got people talking and got people excited. It's even got Tony Khan talking and exciting, putting out the shots, saying that, hey, he's excited to go head-to-head with WWE's #1 show, because let's keep it $150. SmackDown is the A show. Raw is the secondary show. So he's excited to go head-to-head with WWE's #1 show. And he's excited, and he knows he's going to beat them. So he says. So, with that, let's debate. Will Rampage beat SmackDown in that 30-minute window in the ratings next week? Let's start with you, Cliff, and then we can toss it up. Who goes first? After
Like some salad.
I don't like salad.
And the fact that you were talking about like salad after he said we'll toss it up, like y'all got to get your like verbiage done right. Anyway, let me get this started off. Do I think Rampage is gonna hold off SmackDown in the first 30 minutes? Yeah. And I say it like this. If we no, hear me out. Do you remember?
I'm sorry. My face, I shouldn't have did that like that. Like, I shouldn't have did it like that. That was I just I did not know you. Whoa. All right, I'm
you didn't think I was gonna go. You didn't think I was gonna take. You didn't think I'd take decided Rampage?
No.
Oh, yeah. If it's on Fox Sports 1, like it's not like it's on
also,
Fox. Yeah. If it was on Fox, no. SmackDown is destroying Rampage. Now, with Fox Sports 1 not being available as many homes as TNT, yeah, I think Rampage is going to win out in this round for first 30 minutes. Fox Sports 1, I think, is available in just a little bit over like 6-7 million homes or something like that. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the numbers, but the last time Fox Sports 1 held a WWE SmackDown, it really didn't fare that well. We all talked about it. We were talking about how bad it was in the ratings. Like, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna do well now. It doesn't change anything. People are still gonna watch the game because they're gonna want to see about the playoffs with MLB. And I don't care how long a baseball game is, how boring it is. Everybody cares about the playoffs. So I genuinely think, yeah, Fox, regardless of whatever I say about this, Fox is winning because Fox still gets its wrestling audience, but Rampage is definitely going to win this week.
Yeah, they're not winning. That first 30 minutes, they're not winning. I don't know what else to say. Just keep it short, sweet, to the point. Because then we do, like you said, we did do a like FS1. Honestly, I'm just talking. I'm just ready one at this point, but yeah,
they just like that's my point. They're not winning. Point blank. There's no. All right. So let me. Okay. So I'm going to go the opposite route. And the bad thing, and not the bad thing, but the funny thing is this: I say this because of that last 30 minutes is commercial free. They announced that the last 30 minutes of SmackDown is going to be commercial free. And I think that commercial free is going to be the deciding factor. Yes, we've all stated, yes, when SmackDown goes to FS1, they don't do the numbers that they normally do. And for logical reasons. FS1 is not on, broadcast to as many homes as the regular Fox channel is. Like,
by
as
the way, I was way off. Fox Sports 1 is in 90 million homes.
See, exactly. Like,
TNT is 89, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, like, even though we have that, like you can get Fox with bunny ears, as Cliff said. That's such. I'd never heard that before. You definitely showed your age there, bro. Never heard that one before. I still though. I think SmackDown's going to hold it because they're promoting the hell out of this SmackDown episode. Whether they're talking about the King of the Ring, the Queen's Crown tournament. There's even they're talking about Brock Lesnar showing up, Becky Lynch versus Sasha, which will probably be the main event on SmackDown, and that's probably going to be the match that holds that commercial-free spot during that last half hour. So I think, and I even when I first heard about this, I was like, oh no, Dynamite's got this. Not Dynamite's, I'm sorry, Rampage, wrong show. Rampage is going to take it in the water. And then like Rampage only gets the right about what 600,000 viewers we're talking on average. It's not, they don't do Dynamite numbers, but I think SmackDown, off of the fact that SmackDown has been doing really well the past couple of weeks, I really do feel like that the wrestling fans are going to tune in to watch SmackDown. If SmackDown was garbage, like it was that last time, I think like last year when they were on FS1, when SmackDown, well, I wouldn't say garbage, but it wasn't up to par as it was now. I'll be like, yeah, Rampage got it, but SmackDown has been putting on a quality show overall. There are bright spots, there are, and there are, dark spots as far as, on SmackDown, but I see the wrestling fan tuning in to FS1 to watch SmackDown over watching Rampage, especially being on the fact that Rampage is only an hour and you can always rewind with the DVR. And I think a lot of people, we don't take in consideration with the DVR effect. But, how many people are actually tuning in live or just rewinding, going back, or just watching it after the fact. So I really do think that SmackDown's going to take it this one time. Now, if they do this again, I probably won't be singing the same tune. But, I mean, it's Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks one-on-one. We haven't seen that match in
2019.
2019. So what? We're looking 3 years. So it's though this match is fresh. This is a fresh match. It's not like a Charlotte versus Becky. We've seen it at least once every 6 months. Or it's not like it's Bianca and Sasha we haven't seen Sasha and Becky one-on-one. It was the Hell in a Cell match, right? That they had.
Yep. I think. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah. So So we haven't. It's a fresh match, and I think. And don't get me wrong, everything on Rampage is fire. Of what they announced is fire, but it just doesn't measure to Becky and Sasha. That's a pay-per-view quality match, and if they're and then like I said, this is all this is all speculation. They might not even put that on last. But if it's me, that's a pay-per-view quality match. And if I'm going to do a commercial free, I'm going to give them that. If I'm not going to give you Roman and somebody as far as main eventing SmackDown and give you that commercial free, I'm going to give you the women. And I'm going to give you my top 2 women. And that's Sasha and that's Becky right now. Especially, and then on top of the fact, going into Crown Jewel with, the triple threat match. Why not? I do think that alone is that in that commercial free. That's going to be the reason that they top Rampage this Friday.
So the last time that SmackDown was on Fox Sports 1, they brought in 880,000 viewers. 880. That was that super show that they did.
Okay.
Where they brought back like Jimmy Hart, they brought Hulk Hogan in, they brought in like everybody for like.
Oh yeah, that one I didn't watch because they put Hulk Hogan on there.
Yeah. And then last week's episode of AEW was actually 622,000. So it'll be interesting. But I think that's the problem though, is that WWE is going to put on a big match right at the beginning to capture all their audience, right? But if you're only putting 800,000, those people might not get Fox Sports 1 or may not even want to watch Fox Sports 1 and just wait till the 10 o'clock hour to watch TNT.
You're right. No, you're absolutely correct. That is the case.
Plus,
Then,
what happens if you say, because do we know what matchups are coming for Rampage? Have we?
so they did. I remember Tony Khan did announce it. I just don't remember off the top of the head what it is.
I don't remember. I have no idea.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But yeah, because Tony Khan,
Punk, Matt, or CM Punk and Matt.
Yeah, CM Punk and Matt Sydal. Yeah, that. But then again, but that's CM Punk versus Evan Bourne.
It is.
Eh.
But when was the last time we saw that match? It's been a while. It's a fresh match.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Why can't I find it?
Also, you're gonna have the Ruby Soho versus the Bunny. That might be like in the middle, right? That middle match you put in there. Just say it. And then after that though, this will be something that we do gotta talk about because this will be something. You do have the Men of the Year and Junior Dos Santos versus Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Jake Hager. So
that's what and you know what's funny? And I might get flack for this, but I put that on that third. I put that first. I start that first, and you save Punk to the end.
Yeah,
you put that, and I know we're like, what? But Punk's the draw. And CM Punk, yes, but they only did what 600, and CM Punk was on that first this past week. Isn't this the lowest Rampage? Isn't this the lowest rating that Rampage has done?
Yeah, but I'm curious though, like how many people actually watched the first part and then just fell off after that?
Right, and that's another thing too.
Because you guys take into that first half hour, people leave SmackDown to come watch Rampage and just want to watch it for Punk and then just leave.
And that's also a possibility as well.
Punk in his pants.
Well, I mean, he could wear the trunks again. He might switch it up.
He might switch it up in and out.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting to see how WWE is reacting to their competition that isn't competition.
It's just a t-shirt company.
Right. Exactly.
We don't see them.
And they're going an extra 30 minutes commercial free. So it's interesting. What do you guys think? Like as far as our listeners, like, do you think SmackDown is going to take the dub, or is Rampage going to come up with the upset and give WWE the SmackDown?
We got to suggest that they need to let Arn Anderson kick off Rampage.
You know what? The fun thing is this: that'll get people to watch.
I would definitely watch. I'd be more intent watching with Arn Anderson just leading the way.
Arn's promo though with Cody, I thought was hilarious with him burning his clothes and the tie. It's like, but Arn, I like the tie. That's all right. Here we go. I thought I enjoyed that. I really did. But yeah, man, it's y'all.
You know what you do? You take Ruby Soho and you take the Bunny and you give them like a 5-minute match, right? Hear me out. Put it in the middle. You take Men of the Year and you give them 10 to 15. That other 10 to 15 minute match, bruh, you bring in Buddy Matthews and you let him and Malachi Black tear the fucking house down.
Now you're talking.
I mean, they're already signed to an indie show. I mean, I just want to see that match again with no restrictions of what WWE would be like. Hey, you can do this, but you can't do that. Like, no. Even my dog agrees that that's a good match. Look, my dog is panting because he wants to see that match.
Duke knows what's up.
He knows.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews. Let me get that match too. That's a great match.
He's like, I might have to sit my tail down and watch.
Right. Hold on a second. He wants to run out of the living room.
All righty. So, yeah, I got SmackDown. You guys got what you call it, Rampage.
Yeah,
That's and I don't fault y'all for picking that at all. I don't like. I completely understand why. Like why you all say Rampage. So, but all right, moving on to our last debate topic, and this one's we might see Red Dog today for this one. We might get another Red Dog for this show. All right. Is the Queen's Crown tournament already a flop? Just there it is. You don't need an introduction. If you're listening to this podcast, that means you know about the Queen's Crown tournament. You have seen what happened not last night, but this past Friday. You saw Toni Storm lose. You saw Carmella win. Carmella win. Just the fact that Carmella won. So is the Queen's Crown tournament already a flop? We are really only one night into it, but can we consider this already a flop? Start with you.
But it says leave Cliff last.
Leave Cliff last. Because look at him. Look at him. We are about. He's already.
Dude,
his face is turning red because we're about to get Red Dog today, and I'm for. We had Red Ass Chaz earlier with Tessa. You never get two red ass moments in a show, but you're getting one today.
All right.
I wish Anthony was here. Darn him for traveling. Yeah, I said it live on the air. Darn you, Luis. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's mine.
Go ahead, JJ. So is the Queen's Crown tournament already a flop?
It's too early to tell.
Is it though?
However,
is it
when you basically have the women who we have stated multiple times can run a program when given the opportunity. We have said this time and time and time and time again. That given the opportunity, they can run a program. They can wrestle. And you basically treat the women. It feels like we've gone like 10 years back. Not even gonna lie. You know what I mean? What happened to this women's revolution?
Man, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm gonna say now we gotta stop talking about the women's revolution. It came and it's done and it's gone. I'm gonna be no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even if the revolution already happened.
Wait, the revolution already happened.
However,
we need another one.
which is kind of trippy.
It is trippy, but go ahead. Go ahead.
But this just feels like we're just taking so many steps backwards. And like we've said multiple times, the women can they can run, they can wrestle. Like it's kind of sad and disheartening because these women put in a lot of work and they utterly get shitted on. And it's depressing, honestly.
If you don't hurry and make your fucking point, I will interrupt you and continue what I want to say. I'm going to sit here with the Britt Baker face until then.
But yeah, this is a dud. DUD. Who wrote this? Who booked this?
All right.
That's all I got.
Okay, so let me.
You go.
So
I'm basically like stirring the pot because
when they released the brackets, I was like, oh, cool. This looks like something I can look forward to. Like before, let's look at it though.
I mean, on paper,
Toni Storm, Zelina Vega, all right, Liv Morgan, Carmella, Doudrop, Natalya, Dana Brooke, and Shayna Baszler. That sounds like a dope tournament, like a cool tournament I can get behind, right? All right. So mistake number one, I already said, Toni Storm losing to Zelina Vega. Now, You can either say bad or good, because both women deserve, this shine. But being of the fact that Toni Storm is your recent call up, that you brought her up from NXT,
buried.
And not only as the fact that you gave them 3 minutes. Toni Storm should have been the one to get over. She should have been the one that should have got the dub. The King of the Ring tournament, I know in the Queen's Crown, which is the equivalent of that for the women, is an opportunity to get your stars over, especially your new stars. So why do you have Zelina Vega going over Toni Storm? We already know who Zelina Vega is. We know it. We've seen her before. Yeah, she got released, blah, 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 blah. And this is probably her time to actually give her a momentum. So I'm not too mad about that. But what really gets under my skin is the constant burial of Liv Morgan. Why is Liv Morgan losing to Carmella? First of all, why is this match still happening?
It's the 7th time, by the way, since Money in the Bank.
Like, why are we still seeing Liv and Carmella? This better be the last match they ever have for the next 8 months, or I'm going to legit write an angry letter to Titan Tower. Liv should have won that match. Okay, Carmella winning, bull crap. All right, you could, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get to you, Cliff. But this thing, I'm gonna tell you, the finals should have been Toni Storm versus Shayna Baszler. That should be the finals, and we should see Shayna Baszler go over. Shayna Baszler better win this tournament, and if she does not, and if Natalya, Carmella, or Doudrop win this fucking tournament on everything that I love, I will throw a fit.
Get that fit ready.
Like, you have already buried your women by giving them 3 minutes to put on a decent quality first round match in your first ever Queen's Crown tournament. This is your first one. This is the one where everyone's going to talk about. We're going to remember who was the first. You always remember who's the first of this. And you have decided to give the women less than 5 minutes, and you have the wrong people go over. Carmella does not need this win. Isn't Carmella going to Raw anyway? Wasn't she drafted to Raw? Let her do something on Raw after the fact. You could have did a program with Carmella losing with the little mash crap, going to Raw and do something on there. She could have interfered in the Raw matches because she was so upset. You could have did something, but Liv Morgan should have gone over. We should be seeing Toni Storm versus Liv Morgan next week instead of Zelina Vega versus Carmella. Another match we have already fucking seen. Is it a flop? Yes. It is a flop already because you have fucked it up and you have not given anyone a reason to give a crap about it. 3 minutes. Cliff already stated earlier, Roman Reigns' entrance was longer than both women's matches. Both! His entrance. And the funny thing is this, I even said, damn, why is he standing there so long? Why don't he just get in the ring? I had that in my thought. Why don't he just get in the ring? So, yes, it is a flop, point blank. And the only way you fix it is if you have Shayna Baszler dominate the rest of the way. And I just farted. I'm done. Got me so hot, I gotta release the hot air from my ass. Go ahead, Cliff, because I know you got... I don't want to steal his fire.
Come on, bring it home.
Don't want to steal his thunder, but
listen,
it's upsetting me too.
Let me get crisscross applesauce if I can.
Listen, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. That's what you gave to these two matches, right?
Terrible.
I ain't even fucking mad of the people who went over. I'm not. I really am not. Okay, and I'll explain why. What I'm more mad about is the fact that you had a 2-hour show. Roman Reigns gives a 15-minute, it's like an 8 to 10 minute promo. You gave 8 to 10 minutes, or actually you gave 10 to 12 minutes to Rey Mysterio. You maybe gave more than that. It might have been 15, 18. You gave this small ass 2 minute and 36 second match. Then you gave Roman his big time. Then you gave Liv and Carmella a minute, and then you gave the rest of the time allotted to Finn and Cesaro. Now, mind you, I'm not mad about the men's tournament because those two matches were booked very well. They were done very well. We had great matches with people that we didn't really expect. Obviously, Ray and Sammy have had matches before. They should be really good. And then you have Cesaro and Finn, which is a matchup not really seen very often. And to see those guys in a ring together was awesome. So I can't say anything wrong with the King's tournament as of right now. The King of the Ring, I genuinely like it. My problem is, though, is that Roman's entrance should not be longer than the two women's matches. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you have a 2-hour show. I get that you have segments and things that you want to get across. Like, I am very much appreciative of the fact that Sonya Deville and Naomi are going to have a match next Friday, but are they going to be the only women's match on there? And if so, how long is that match going to go? Is it going to go 3 to 4 minutes because you don't think that the women can sell it, can pull in numbers? It's weird how, like, on the same program, we have Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and Becky, and talk about how awesome that little triangle is going on right off the jump. But yeah, we can't get anything done for them. Like, you gave that opening segment like 7 to 10 minutes, right? And then you gave Ray his match, which was like 12 to 15. I'm really sure it was like 12 to 15. Plus, it went through a commercial break. And then you gave Roman, or then you had our Zelina match, which was a 2-minute match. Then you had Roman's thing where he stood there for like 3 minutes and not doing anything. Then you had Liv's match, which was a minute, which was bullshit. And then you had Finn and Cesaro. I genuinely get tired of seeing the women's roster get disrespected in this fashion. Like, and not even just, the craziest part is that the people they have selected in the roster are like in this tournament, I don't really care about. Like, Tony, I do. I love Tony Storm. I've been pretty adamant about that. My problem, though, is that where's Shotzi and where's Tegan, right? Two wrestlers that you brought up from NXT and you didn't even have them on the show. You had them at one time competing, like beating Natalya and Tamina consistently to be the number one contenders of the women's tag titles. And guess what happened? Yeah, put them on Rhea and Nikki ASH, which I don't have a problem with those two. I just have a genuine problem with the fact that you had number one contenders and you were just like, nah, they're not really the number one contenders. We just kind of make that stuff up. Like, the constant disrespect to the main roster, the women on the main roster is just, it's unfathomable. And like, even on Raw's side, right, where you have Shayna like going to be competing, obviously they're going to want her to kind of come across as like this like hardcore baby face, this like really great tweener, and she may dominate the tournament. You know, she'll have like a tough time with Doudrop. And then what? Zelina or Carmella? That's who you have on the other side. That doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I know you want to have a good heel to compete against your strong baby face, but you might as well have not had any women from SmackDown on the show and just said Raw's going to have the women's championship because we know who's going to win. And even if Zelina wins, what does that do for your momentum that you have going for Shayna? Or what does that go for, let's say Natalya is in that tournament? Because, you know, crazy part is I already know who's winning from SmackDown side for the King's King of the Ring. I already know. And if anybody did any kind of research, you would know Finn Balor is going to be in the finals. Why? Because Sammy's not allowed in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
So you kind of already know Finn's going to be the guy who's going to be on the other side. Hopefully it's Xavier. I don't know. That one, I kind of like all the stuff that all mixed up with the King of the Ring, but Queen Star is just
that part, that's fine because it's a possibility of seeing Kofi versus Xavier. That's fine. Like that they did that perfectly fine.
It's just the problem though is that
why can't they do the same thing?
You can't give equal, you can't give like at least oh my god, at least 7 minutes. At least 7 minutes. And you can't tell me that those guys in the back were like, hey, you guys get 7 minutes to run your match, but take your time on your entrance. So both of them take their time on the entrance, get in the ring, and then they get 1 minute to match up. Come on, man. Like, Carmella and her stupid face guard thing that she's like doing, like, that's dumb. Like, you just, the constant disrespect to the women's roster is just beyond me. Especially when WWE knows Impact is gonna run something like the Knockouts Knockdown tournament that's going on for Impact. You cannot tell me that they're not paying attention. You legitimately did an NXT for the ladies show where it was just all about the women wrestling. And then you put that on SmackDown? Get the fuck out of here. Are you telling me that we're going to get a 3-hour Raw and 5 minutes of that is going to be the women's wrestling? Like, is that what we're really, really trying to get at? Because that's what I see. That's legitimately what I see is going to happen. And then the rest of the time is going to be filled up with other stuff. I can't be open to the disrespect that you keep giving this women's roster. Like, I just can't. Like, if you cannot book these women to show off how good they are, why the fuck do you have them? You won't even put it on right on Raw. You have a 3-hour program on Raw. The women, 1 segment. That's pretty much it. And then you could talk about the women's tag titles, but let's be real, you don't have any teams in the tag division. In fact, the only team that you had that was really running in the tag division, you got rid of them earlier this year. And they're going to come back October 23rd at Bound for Glory, a part of Impact. Like, it's just, I don't know. To me, like, I can't take it. I just cannot understand, like, let's be real. Dynamite, AEW, book their women better than SmackDown.
I second that.
How is it that that's the thing? Because remember last year we were talking about how bad AEW was booking their women, and right now,
all around, I was throwing everything, like everything around. Talking about how they, AEW's women division was god awful, but now it's the other way around.
AEW has this strong women's division, and I said it last year. I was like, "Yo, give it some time."
I would even say Impact. I think, and I know we're not, we're talking about other, women's division. I even think Impact's women's division is up there as one of the best women's divisions in wrestling right now. Impact.
I feel like NWA takes care of their women better than WWE.
Yes.
And don't tell me, well, what about NXT? What about NXT? What about it? Because if I was to take on average the 3 programs and put them all together, and let's say we gave NXT 4 out of 5 stars, right? We're like, yeah, their women's division, 4 out of 5 stars. Raw and SmackDown aren't on the grading system. In fact, they would pull down NXT to probably 0. We may give them a star for WWE. It's just, I can't, dude. I can't. I like the idea of Zelina Vega winning. I like the idea of Carmella winning. If there was a strong face to go against, like Carmella, Liv Morgan beating Zelina Vega and then possibly losing to Shayna Baszler, that would have been better. Toni Storm beating Zelina Vega, then beating Carmella or Liv Morgan and going on to face Shayna Baszler, that would have been a better thing to do. Shit, any woman on that side, it would have been better if you would have just had the heel face dynamic. Now you got 2 heels running against each other. And at that, 2 heels who just teamed up less than a month ago to beat up Bianca Belair before SummerSlam. Actually, 2 months ago, because SummerSlam was a while ago.
Yeah.
But SummerSlam, you had Bianca Belair and Zelina Vega together running with Sasha Banks, beating down Bianca Belair, and then Bianca beating both of them down. And not only that, Becky destroyed Carmella during SummerSlam when she was supposed to be in a title match against Bianca Belair. And then Bianca Belair beats them the following week to earn her #1 spot for Extreme Rules. This is what we're doing. Like, these are the people who want. And now you're going to try to convince me. You're going to try to convince me that one of these 2 women are legitimate contenders for the Queen's crown. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help. That Michael Jordan shit. But no,
Isn't a whole McDonald's commercial though? That's the funny part.
I don't remember. But yeah, it's I was, we all wanted the Queens, Queen of the Ring. We all wanted this tournament. We've been clamoring for it for years.
We need the time stone. Bring it back.
Like we want the best. We don't. Okay, it's not even just the fact that we want the women's crown. We want the best women on the show, the ones that you've presented as the best. Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. I don't care what you guys have to say. Shayna Baszler. Nia's off doing her thing, right? But you have Tegan Nox. You have fucking Shotzi Blackheart. You have fucking Toni Storm. You have Rhea Ripley. You mean to tell me we can't get these women on that tournament? And you have someone, and I'll be honest, because when I saw this, I was like, yo, I want Shotzi Blackheart to win. Why? Because you did that for every single person that you considered an upcomer, and you had them win. Dewdrop? That's the person? I mean, I love Piper, no doubt. But Dewdrop, you've only had her in a handful of matches. And at that, her match time is like maybe 3 minutes. You have not presented her as the person.
So why should we perceive them as such? Like, it's wild. I want to bring back a point I wanted to make. What you're saying, the women's revolution. The women's revolution was between what year was that? 2015
to 18.
That's the women's revolution. But we're not in the women's revolution anymore. And I know that sucks to hear. I know it sucks to hear, but we are not in the women's revolution anymore.
This is
I don't know what it is. It's not what the women's revolution was supposed to be. This was not what was supposed to be the after effect of it. I will say that. It's
degrading now.
I know we don't I know we don't give too much merit to what the Bellas say, but when Brie Bella comes out there and talks about how bad the women's division is being booked and she's nowhere near wrestling anymore, that tells you something. And that was one of the people who spearheaded the women's revolution. Like, we're not in the women's revolution anymore. The women's revolution was gone once Becky became a mom, and she was gone. Once Becky left and Ronda, all that, I think that's
what I was saying. No. Once Ronda did not come back, that was it.
Yeah. Once Ronda and
we blame you, Ronda Rousey.
It was no longer because they stopped caring. You
know what's crazy? I also didn't mention, like, I know she's gone for a little bit because she's getting married, and congratulations to her. But you mean to tell me that Alexa Bliss wasn't going to be in this tournament? Couldn't have been in this tournament? Naomi. Oh my God! That's
what I said, and I said they could have put Naomi in that spot. You could still do the stuff with Sonya Deville. Have that a part of the tournament. Give us stories. That's what made the King of the Ring so good back in the day, was that you gave us stories inside the tournament.
To make you care.
To make you care about
what?
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, to think I know how to book a wrestling show. Like, you just give me 8 names and put them together, and I'm supposed to go, all right, Queen's Crown, yeah. Like, why?
Let me get my.
But here's the thing: having them cut promos and cut the same promo before the match does not help. I'm glad I remember that because my wife brought it out.
Okay, that's down.
Like, she was like, "Oh, why are they mentioning like like Zelina was mentioning all, the different Egyptian people as far as, being, royalty and everything, Cleopatra, all this, right? Tony Storm cuts the same exact promo talking about 80s, like what? And it's the same promo, like legit, it was the same promo. Like I promise you, whoever wrote this promo wrote both of their promos. It was just like, okay, it's simple copy and paste. But that does not help.
Don't copy my home. You can copy my Homer, just change it up so it doesn't look exact.
That's exactly what they did. Exactly what they did.
Let's be real, because earlier this week, right? There was an announcement of the TBS title that was going to be in the women's division, and they had 4 or 5 different women cut promos. Do you remember any one of them sounding the same?
No.
Sky Blue legit was like, Sky was out there and she was like, hey, yo, like I'm about to go out there and win this tournament because that. And I think she mentioned like the title belt, and then all of a sudden it was like, there's Ruby Soho talking about how, yeah, they brought me in because they wanted me to be different. Well, this is what different is going to look like. And then they go to the next person, Jade. You know what TBS stands for? I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That's why she's like, that show.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, give me. I want characters, but I want good characters too. Don't give me just shitty ones. And like you said, the copy and paste, man. That was, get the fuck out of here, man. That's the problem, man. WWE, they don't trust their wrestlers.
No. If you're not the 4 horsewomen, like he said, if you're not the 4 horsewomen, they don't.
No, because during No, I'm not gonna take that. And I say this because during WrestleMania, when they had the delay because of the storm in Tampa, all those promos that people were cutting before the show when they're on the delay,
that was
find
perfect.
them. Go, hey, no, real talk. Go find them. Go on the network and go on Peacock's network. Go watch WrestleMania. Go find those promos.
They're not on there, are they?
No. The only way you're gonna find those promos is if somebody recorded it on YouTube. That's it. You're not gonna find it on the Peacock network. You're not gonna find it on WWE's network. You're not gonna find it. You know why? Because WWE does not trust their wrestlers to cut promos the way they want.
Or we can just go back to the fact that we've said that the E now is basically a parody of wrestling.
Oh yeah, that's I'm gonna always. Yeah. I made that tweet and it did numbers too because I was.
There's only a handful of people who will have open creativity to kind of say what they want because they don't know how to get. WWE doesn't know how to book them. The New Day is a prime example. They don't know how to do it, so they let the New Day use pop culture references and talk about that stuff. But as far as everybody else, dude, they don't know. Like, imagine, like, Drew Gulak is probably going to cut a promo sometime about, I'm out here fighting dragons with my sword. They don't know what else to fucking say, man, because WWE is out here with, like, the writers are like, I don't know how to do a Scottish wrestler, so I'll just make some shit up. Let me go Google Braveheart. We'll use some lines from there.
That's probably their thought process too.
It has to be. Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega is like this huge anime fan, right? And she talks about how she dressed like the Naruto costume, right? Yep. You mean to tell me that at some point you can't just let her do her thing? Like make references to Mortal Kombat. She legitimately, like the New Day, like she legitimately can cut promos just like that. But no. We need you to talk about how you're like fascinated with like Egyptian queens because she's Latina, man. She's not even Egyptian, bro. You could have had her mention some.
Egyptian, isn't she?
She could have mentioned some of like, like my heritage for like the Aztec tribes or even the Inca tribes or the Mayan tribes. Oh, yeah. She could have talked about queens, but nah. No one's gonna relate to that. Talk about Cleopatra. Yeah, write that shit down. It's good shit. Stop, man. That's why I get so mad at WWE because like you can't book the women's division. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that. You have all these writers and they all think the same way.
It's terrible, bro. It's just terrible.
We talk about Joan Jett and Pat Benatar. Yeah, these kids will get those references. Good shit.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen. She's a rocker. She knows what she's talking about.
I'm gonna, the funny thing is this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ask kids in my job if they know who Bruce Springsteen is. And watch them go, who?
Just start off like this.
I had kids who didn't even. These kids didn't even know who R. Kelly was.
Who's Pat Benatar? That's a name that Tony Storm referenced. You guys know who Fleetwood Mac is?
I actually don't.
Tell me who Stevie Nicks is.
Oh, I know that one. Listen, I know that one.
That's the references WWE are making, right?
Yeah, no, right, exactly. And it's just it don't work. It just don't work. And it boils down to, like we said, they don't care. They don't care anymore. They don't. So
they're like, hey,
right,
we're an entertainment group. We just entertain people.
Yeah, we're entertainment.
You don't even do a good job of that.
No, they don't. They don't. And
you guys like Roman? We'll put him in the middle of the show to make you guys watch. No, he either goes on first or last. Because
that's my issue. I get upset when they do put Roman in there. They in the middle of the show. I was like, why don't you just open the show with Roman? If you're not gonna have him wrestle,
we gotta get over that.
Have him wrestle. Have him open the show. I don't need to wait 45 minutes.
That's a good part.
To get to watching the world champion. Put him on first.
And I know you want to do the women's segment. We'll put the women's segment at the end. Why does Finn Balor have to close the show? Like, why? Is he the biggest story? No. It's not even the most important thing going on in the show. Roman and Brock and a women's triple threat match. That's your two biggest ones. So why not let the man, the EST, and the Blueprint close the show, and then the match can happen in the middle.
Yep, absolutely.
And then you can have that Naomi and Sonya Deville. I was gonna call it that stupid segment, but I felt like that would be disrespectful to it. But you can have that segment right in the middle, because that 5 minutes, that 30-second promo where your match is against me. That's what you did. You just killed time that way. The disrespect.
Yeah, we can argue this about the women all,
all women's wrestling. I need more from WWE for women's wrestling. I need them to want to give us more women's wrestling. Same with AEW though. You don't get off the hook. You don't get off the hook, Tony. I want more women's matches.
That's facts.
I don't want to go on YouTube.
That's the only way it's gonna change.
But that's the thing. We shouldn't have to start another hashtag though.
I would say
we already did that.
In order for it to actually happen, you gotta start another hashtag and hopefully it blows up.
And we already did that. We already did the hashtag. Like, why the fuck do we have to do it again? Interception, Dallas Cowboys. Anyway, let's go on to the.
I thought for a second that was Diggs again. I was like, God, he's everywhere. But yeah, keep going.
Go ahead, Cliff, for the red. No. I gotta do it. Gotta do that right. Gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. This has been a red ass show. That's what you're talking. The one where it just becomes red ass. I went off about Tessa. Cliff went off about the women division in WWE. Man. This is it. Yeah. Anthony missed a good one. All righty. So it is now time for the greatest segment in all the 3 Count podcast segments, right underneath the 10 count questions on Now Entering the Ring. Because, that's number 2. But it's the number 1 segment, and it's hosted by yours truly, the Red Dog. It's now time for the Red Dog's Power Rankings. No. Danger Zone.
Yo, all right. Well, that was interesting. All right. Let's get into this. This week is be crazy, man, because we don't have any honorable mentions.
Oh, word.
So yeah, we jumping right into it, man. I would say normally, I mentioned at the top, my match of the week with GCW. Obviously, as you guys can tell, they are not on the list. So we're not going to worry about them right now. So let's go ahead and jump into, I got to pull this right back up really quick because I did accidentally delete something. All right, so let's get into number 10. We're going to have Deonna Purrazzo versus Masha Slamovich. And this would have been Impact's Knockouts Knockdown. Also, fun fact too. Lady Ref Lane, we see you. We know. Lane Rosario, shout outs. Much fun seeing you in that whole thing. Let's get into number 9. This is CM Punk versus Danny Garcia on Rampage. So that's number 9. So you can only imagine how it goes from here. Let's talk about the finals, or my number 8 match, the finals of the Impact's Knockouts Knockdown tournaments. This would have been Mercedes Martinez versus Tasha Steelz. But also, I'm not gonna lie, kind of impartial because I'm a fan of Mercedes Martinez, also a fan of Tasha Steelz. Hey, we're in your spaces. We know. We are
always in Tasha's spaces. That is facts.
Let's get into number 7. So one of the well-booked matches from Smackdown. Let's be real. Sami Zayn versus Rey Mysterio on SmackDown.
That could have went last.
That could have went last. And kind of already knew what was going to happen anyway. Let's move into number 6. It is the men, Acero Miedo, Lucha Bros versus the Acclaim on Rampage. As you can tell, a lot of Rampage matches made this list. 2 of the 3. 2 of the 4 made the list. Let's talk about my number 5 match. And to be fair, I don't want to take anything away from this match. This match was really good. Finn Balor versus Cesaro on SmackDown. Also, I didn't see the tournament bracket before, so I had no idea who was even in the tournament. So,
you didn't know?
Yeah,
oh wow,
seeing Cesaro come out and they're like, yeah, coming up next with Finn Balor, I was like, what? I just stared at the screen. I seen Finn Balor. I was like, I really want this match. I was like, I genuinely like this. So I was hyped. Number 4. Gotta give it up, man, because this was fun. TNT title match, Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish. Kind of knew who was going to go over anyway, but still on Dynamite, just the whole match itself was just really good. So, and big ups to Bobby Fish. I'm glad that he is now all elite. We're going to go to number 3.
I need one more.
Yeah. Do you really need one more? You can always get the other person. You can get both of them.
You could get both of them.
I mean, WWE's already kind of said they want those bigger, hulking kind of dudes. And if you're going to put Roderick Strong in the NXT Cruiserweight division, might as well just cut him out. Let him go. Him and KOR. Number 3. I like this match. It was a lot of fun. But more importantly, and it's going to sound funny because you're going to be like, what story? But let's give it up for the Elite versus Jungle Express, Christian Cage, and Bryan Danielson. That is number 3.
I did not like it.
I'm sure because Jungle Boy took the pin again. But, I loved how the story starts with them all getting the 1-up and eventually the cohesiveness of the Super Elite. Is that what they're going to call themselves? I don't know. The Elite eventually just wearing it out. It's essentially the Nexus angle. Just eventually you just have a team that just knows each other and destroys all these singles stars, minus Jungle Express, but they were just outnumbered at that point.
What about the botch?
There's botches everywhere.
I know.
Botchamania.
I was gonna say
Botchamania is hilarious.
Luchasaurus almost breaking Kenny. I mean, he would have done the world a favor.
Yeah, and you see, see,
God.
that's what I'm saying.
Chaz.
So let's get into number 2. This would be this would be a fatal 4-way match that was won for the ages. And we have MSK versus Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs versus the Grizzled Young Veterans and versus Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. That was fun. I love that match. So if that was my top match and that was on NXT, what is the top match? Easy. I mentioned it earlier in the show. Give it to Alexander Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu for the MLW heavyweight title. Genuinely liked this match. That was really fun. And yeah, Jacob Fatu is just, he's a monster, man. And I love watching him work. So seeing the two of them together, it was a lot of fun. So, yep. There you go. Number one match.
Besides that darn, what is it, 8-man tag match?
And I'm usually not a fan of multi-man matches. Like we've talked about this like numerous times on the show.
Yeah.
So for me to like go back and watch them, I'm like, I kind of like this. And I love like the BTE trigger, like at the end with all 4 of them, just from all 4 different directions. It was like a 4-post massacre. It's like, yo, I liked it.
I didn't like it when just when Matt and Nick do it. I didn't like it when they added Kenny doing it. I damn sure don't like it that they got Adam Cole doing it. And then I had this.
Okay, so off topic, really quick.
Okay.
Did you see the TikTok video I did of like ranking all the AEW songs?
I did, yes.
What did you think of the list? The way I nominated
your list is not what I agree with. And the funny thing is, that's that very trend, and I don't want to call it trend, but I saw someone do that too, and was like, "Oh, I'll do it." So now that I saw that you do it, I'm definitely going to do it now because I don't like your list. That's one list I'd be like, Cliff, you're completely wrong.
I mean, let's be real. Like the top song was CM Punk.
Exactly, and that's where you're wrong.
No, never, never.
That's okay. Mark.
Oh yeah,
Mark.
I'm definitely a mark for Cult of Personality.
I'm
not even gonna hide it.
That's my song on Guitar Hero. If there's a Guitar Hero at an arcade, you know what song I'm picking. You better fucking play me and Cult of Personality. Like, yes, I'm a mark for Cult of Personality too, but that's not the best AEW theme song. It's not number one. It's not. Sorry.
I know you'd pick Kenny Omega. It's cool. You're all about Battle Cry.
Funny thing is the Battle Cry is, if you just listen to the song and not associate Kenny, it's not a bad song. But because I have to associate it with Kenny, it's a terrible song. Like, I'm definitely putting Tarzan Boy up there. Like, yeah, that's up there. That's up there, my.
You know what? Surprised there was another one that was missing that I thought was gonna play, but I didn't hear. I'm gonna be honest, man. Out of all those songs, I kind of would have substituted. I'll be real. I ain't gonna front about it. I would have taken Cody Rhodes out of there. Darby Allin would have been 10. I would put Lance Archer at like number 4.
I would have put Lance Archer at like 8. Like Cody, probably 2. Like I get 2 maybe. Anyway, well, if you want to see me do that, let me know. Follow me on TikTok as well. Also, if you have not seen the Red Dog do the Omarion challenge,
I saw it.
You need to see that. That is a sight. I'm like, watching that made my day better. So if you have not, definitely go check that out on TikTok, Red Dog. TikTok, what is your TikTok, Clip? Was it Red Dog? Something?
Yeah, the _Red Dog 85. Okay.
That's what I thought it was. I just want to make sure I didn't give like the wrong number or something. But yeah, go check out Red Dog's TikTok to see that. Check out my TikTok because I did the Omarion challenge. I did 2 of them because my first one was practice and I thought it was funny enough to just post anyway. So, but yeah, definitely go check that out. Thank you if you made it this far into our show. This was definitely a doozy. You had us, you got us yelling about wrestling, okay, and getting hot and fired up for this stuff. So if you made it this far, you get a trophy. If you're a PlayStation guy, you're an Xbox guy, you get an achievement. So high five to you for making it through. But make sure you subscribe to us on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell button so you don't never miss a video, because we got content for you, okay? We know how to produce content. So hit that bell button so you don't miss the content that we produce for you. Follow us on all of our social medias, whether it's 3 Count Pod or on Twitter at 3count_pod. Buy a t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees /3 Count Pod. Anything else I'm missing? You know what? Just be there next week for the next episode. Okay? And I'm not talking about that Dr. Dre song. I'm talking about the 3 Count Podcast, debate show. Be there next week for the next episode. And you never know. We might have a, one chip challenge coming up. So it might be next week or it might be the next episode after that. But you won't know until you show up. So be there.
JJ sucks dick.
Why you got cup for my mans like that? Oh.
Hey guys, it's the host of the 3 Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3 Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3 Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3 Count Pod or 3count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.